Tonight, we are getting into this bottle right here. Leopold Brothers 3-chamber bottled in bond rye whiskey.
Boy, howdy.
On this episode of Savor the Burn. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Savor the Burn podcast. My name is Jonathan. To your right is Mr. W2. How do you do?
Doing pretty good.
Yeah,
Week's off to a good start.
Yeah. It's been a hell of a week so far. But I'm glad that we're here, right here in Savor the Burn Studios.
Yeah, I was on my way to work this morning, and coming up to a stoplight, my oil pressure send unit decided to stop working, and my oil pressure tanked, and the lights came on, and boop, 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 low oil pressure. But then as soon as I'd take off again, it would pop back up. Okay. Wasn't making any noise or anything. So I called my Goodyear shop that's across from work, so it's an easy walk. And I'm like, hey, this is what's going on. You know, if I drop it off, could you guys take a look at it? And sure enough, the oil pressure sensor.
That's all it was.
That's all it was. Plenty of oil in there. Everything's fine.
That's good.
The problem was, though, on the way home, it did it again. So I called them up, and they're going to have me drop it back off tomorrow on my way to work. But at this point, I'm confident that it's fine. Oil pressure's good. There's no issues. We've come so far that we've got these dummy lights and the technology and these sensors and all that stuff. And in this case, it's a false positive.
Yeah.
You know,
false positives are a good thing.
Yeah. I'd rather have a false positive than there be something major going on. But I have the lifetime warranty on my powertrain, so even though it would suck getting a new motor,
it's covered.
So
yeah. I had that problem in a 1979 El Camino with a 305, and that thing. Come to find out, it wasn't a sensor or anything. It was just the main bearings were shot. And, you know, it was just...
That'll do it.
Yeah, so we spiked the oil with a little gear oil to thicken it up some, and it helped. But so did not idling for long periods of time. Just hit the gas and come right back up. Thank you for joining this episode of Savor the Burn. Goodbye. No, I was going to do something.
Wait, what? I haven't even had a whiskey.
Oh, we need a whiskey. We need to get our whiskey on.
This is a cool bottle. We've been looking forward to getting into this bottle for quite some time now.
Yeah, we got this at Bubbles from our friend Mike Strom.
Yep, up there at their new store in Parkville. We were talking to him, and he's like, you know what? I have something I think you guys might like. Give me a second. So he comes back, he gives us this little flask-style bottle, which I love a flask-style bottle. Yeah. We were talking about this off camera earlier. And this thing's just chock full of information that I never see on the back of it. And it's a really nice-looking bottle. It's a very classy... I mean, the labels are classy. And actually, you know... When he first handed it to us, and when I first saw this, I was like, you know, what's this little taster on there? But as I dug in and started learning about the Leopold Brothers distillery, this release was actually very purposeful to be in this size and this shape flask. You know, it's got a curve to it.
Yeah.
And all the things. And so there's a purpose for this. And I think that's cool. It's changed my opinion on what this could possibly be, and we've done a ton of like little taster bottles, so I'm not in any way poo-pooing it because of it's not a full-size bottle.
Yeah, we don't discount that on our bottle presentation stuff. We just don't.
You want to pour us up, and I'll jump into this?
Yeah, it shouldn't be too hard to crack. I remember it was leaking.
It was a little leaky
a couple of times. Yeah. We're like, what's leaking? What is leaking? And I'm like, I think it's this bottle. Smell my fingers. I'm like, get out of my
face. So this is the Leopold Brothers 3-chamber rye whiskey. Category is rye. This is distilled in Colorado by the Leopold Brothers Distillery.
We've had good experiences with Colorado whiskeys.
This is aged 6 years
which is awesome because this is a bottled and bond expression. So
Yeah, I'm not sure I said that in the intro.
Bottled and bond is 4 years. They've gone 2 years beyond that to give it a little bit more age on there. As being bottled and bond, it is 100 proof.
Bottle crack.
It's a plastic cap.
Take that for ASMR.
No cork, but
Ooh, that's
all right.
Banana. Yeah. Ooh,
Yeah.
and whoa, that has got sourdough.
All right.
Yeah.
The Leopold Brothers 3-chamber still rye whiskey is a result of over 15 years of research by Todd Leopold to resurrect an important piece of American whiskey history. Before Prohibition, 3-chamber stills were used to extract the maximum amount of oils and aromas hidden in American grains, leading to what distillers termed heavy-bodied whiskey.
This is something. I mean, right off the bat.
To the dismay of America's best distillers, including A.P. Stitzel, the 3-chamber still disappeared because a column still could make 100 barrels using the same amount of copper needed to make just 1 barrel of 3-chamber whiskey.
Wow.
Distillery accountants eventually chose finance over quality, and the 3-chamber still disappeared entirely until the Leopold brothers built a new one in 2015. That's pretty cool. The 2023 release is a 6-year-old expression with rich, heavy aromas of peanut shells, maple syrup, and cocoa nibs, followed by deep fruited notes like plum, cherries, fig, and orange marmalade. The finish lingers long with floral notes that are the hallmark of 3-chamber rye, lavender, rose, elderberry, and chamomile. This year's edition is bottled in 200 milliliter flasks, both hearkening to the history of American whiskey and to send modern drinkers a clear message. Put this bottle in your pocket, bring it to your favorite location, and drink it with a friend.
I'm glad you're drinking it with me. Hey, we didn't get this after one of those hunts.
We did. That was a hunt day.
Easter keg hunt day.
Holy smokes! That is banana and clove.
I wrote walnut,
banana
bread, sourdough, baking spices that I came back around to saying cinnamon and nutmeg.
Yep.
And orange peel. Like there's just a slight little bit of orange peel, which if you're going to put that in your
holy smokes,
in your banana bread, you just want that orange zest in there. This is so much going on. So fucking much going on. This is like dessert.
I mean, they're not kidding. The aromas and
it also said something
about the
oils
oils and the aromas hidden in American grains.
Yeah, and it's oily thick. It's got I mean, the drips up here on the top are so. I mean, I can't really put it into words. Like it should have legs by now, but these are like hardcore fucking drips. Look at that.
Yep.
It's almost like the wax on a Maker's Mark bottle. Let's get it on the palate.
Let's do this.
That doesn't drink like 100 proof. There's a lot of those notes carry through.
Dude, I like that.
Sourdough note.
Mm-hmm.
Oak shows up. I didn't notice the oak on the nose, but it's there.
Maybe even a hint of pumpernickel.
The pumpernickel rye bread.
You're getting a little bit of that coriander on there. Toasted coriander. I can't get over the amount of banana that is on this. and not your 99 bananas, not your Runts hard candy, artificial bananas like
Runts or
like a banana bread.
Yeah, it's like a nice, delicious banana bread.
Yeah, I mean it is those banana notes that and what makes a banana bread on the nose
deep sweet flavor
is that it's not sourdough, but it's that combination of the breadiness, the biscuitiness, and the banana.
Mm-hmm. a thick little loaf of banana bread. So I got sourdough, oak, cinnamon, pumpernickel, toasted coriander, banana, and nutmeg.
So I'm going to go back to this right here and see if any of these pop up for you. Lavender, rose, elderflower, and chamomile.
I don't know about chamomile. Actually, I don't know about the other ones being in there.
Those are some crazy floral notes.
Elderflower, I'm unfamiliar with. Chamomile, I drink chamomile tea. I love floral tea, but this is...
You know what? Maybe a little bit of that lavender.
You think lavender's in there?
Maybe.
I loves me some lavender from time to time. I grow it.
Orange marmalade, fig, cherry, and plum.
You plant lavender by your garden gate for luck. There's a witchy tip for you.
The notes say that this is caramel. I'd agree. Yep. On the nose, it says fermented apple juice, fresh grain, creamy malt, herbal, floral, rye spice with a light summer fruit. This is delicious. I think this is really, really good.
Our friend Nancy and KC Whiskey Guild said that this one here was funky, and she had a hard time describing it, but now I see why.
Yeah, well, it's so different. It's not your typical rye.
What did you say? How much this MSRP is for?
So
this size bottle,
out on their website, that is a $56 flask. I don't think it was anywhere close to that at Bubbles. I think at Bubbles it was like $15, maybe $20.
Oh. Wow. Huh.
But so I've seen that on a lot of things where, especially on a distiller that does not do a large volume of online sales, I have seen a couple of places where they've been more expensive on the distiller's website than it was. For example, the store pick single barrel from the Snug of that Virginia Distillers Conviction and Courage and Conviction, the Cuvier cask. That bottle on Virginia Distillers website was like a $150 bottle. I got it for $56, and it was a store pick. So.
The finish is nice too. I'm picking up banana bread. The sourdough carries through. Clove for me showed up on the finish.
Yep, straight up biscuits on the palate.
I've been in the mood for some biscuits and gravy lately. Like I want to walk into work and it's there, but it's never there. On the finish though, I have like I said, clove and nutmeg and cinnamon carried through. It's got a medium long kind of finish going on. Warmth, going on with the finish. I feel like there's something else in there. Oh, the citrus, orange zest. Not much for oak in this. Like when the bottle leaked and you rubbed it on your hands, smelled it that way. It's like, oh yeah, that's kind of oaky. But this has really oak it showed up on the palate. We did talk a little bit about the bottle presentation in the intro, but not so much during the body of the episode. I like a flask shaped bottle, where it's got like a little bit of the indention on the back, like it's meant to be in your breast pocket or your
even your back
pocket, which is where I keep mine. It's a nice gray label.
Oh, I love the label.
It's got something going on here is this distillery grounds? I'm guessing maybe. There's a building, fences, all that.
I love the metallic copper.
Yeah,
ink.
copper on gray on charcoal.
And then light gray.
Yep.
That's not white. That's a light gray.
Is it light gray?
I think so.
I didn't know if that or some kind of parchment color, but yeah. And then you get on the back and it says bottled and bond. It doesn't say that anywhere else on this label except for on the back. Talks about the mash bill, 80% Abruzzi rye, I think it was. I thought you were just stirring it up. Tell me when.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Yes. Thank you, Mike, from Bubbles in Parkville.
Yes, thank you very much. We're very... And I remember him telling us, hey, he didn't give us a card for them, but he told us that we should try to reach out to them, and said that they love to talk and all that, and so maybe we end up doing a follow up at some point.
That would be fantastic.
And have them on, do like we did with Faith and Tim, and have them on virtual because they're in Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
I think that'd be super cool.
Yeah,
they have a couple other offerings too, so it would be interesting to get into other things that they're doing. But this rye.
If this is your,
and it's so different.
If this is your introduction to this distillery, this whiskey maker, you're going to be impressed. Unless you don't like those sourdough, banana-y, walnut. So I like the bottle presentation. I mean, I might even run out and buy the T-shirt. I wasn't wowed by it, but I mean, you got this cool neck label. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to hold them back because of the plastic cap because I'm a big fan of Jim Beam.
I mean, hell, if Bubbles has this on the shelf, I got it. If Bubbles has this on the shelf and it's reasonably priced, I might pick up another one because
this would be perfect for a bottle share, a gift to send somebody. Like, hey, make sure your socks are pulled up because the son of a bitch is going to knock them off.
Or
it's a lot of fun.
Or just to have in your back pocket when you're out and about playing the show.
Yeah, let's say you're at Voodoo Lounge at Kansas City, and One Riverboat Drive is the address, and you're there. It's a Friday, and you want to stroll in with a little flask in your back pocket. Just make sure.
Don't announce it though.
Don't want to announce it, but you'll get in trouble. They frown upon that, big time.
But I totally get it. You don't like Fireball.
Right.
You don't like Evan Williams.
You're not a big fan of Jameson or Jim Beam White Label.
White Label. Guys, at least black.
Yeah, at least. That's the new standard as far as that brand goes for me. I mean, it's even got age 6 years written in there by hand, batch number written in by hand. It talks about a rye that I've never heard of before, Abruzzi rye. And what the hell is 20% Leopold Brothers floor malt? What does that mean? Fermentation, 168 hours?
Ew. They pull it up off the floor?
Like nobody, and it's got a picture of the 3-chamber.
The 6-year thing I think is super cool also. In general, I find myself loving most bottle and bond expressions that we try. Is bottle and bond an important factor in today's whiskey making industry?
Certainly not.
It's not. As a society, we've come a long ways. We've come a lot farther. Most people don't want to kill their patrons. Which it's sad to read and to learn the reasons why the 1897 Bottle and Bond Act had to get put in place, because some sketchy, shady distillers were doing some fucked up things trying to make a buck off of their product. But if you think about it, with all the stuff that they're putting on them, they're potentially killing off the people that they're trying to sell to. It makes no sense. So anyway, all that to say, I find myself loving the extra steps and the care that goes into making a bottled and bond product. Start to finish, the entire everything is bonded. You've got bonded rick houses. Your ingredients have to be of a certain standard.
That's wild.
It is guaranteeing that this is from a single distillery in a single season. It has to be aged in barrel for a minimum of 4 years. And how many times have we seen recently that a bottle and bond expression exceeds that minimum? Rieger's has a wonderful rye and bourbon bottled and bond. Those are 6-year bottles, like this one is. So going up, paying attention to when is the right time to take it out of the barrel. Not saying, well, it's been 4 years, let's get it out of here so we can make some money off of it.
They did like the Michter's thing. We'll take it out when it's ready.
Yeah. The Michter's, the 10-year bourbon and rye, after talking with Raven about that. Mm-hmm. That 10-year rye, the label says 10 years, but reality is, she said it's closer to 16 because the master distiller, he's Dr. No is what he's known as, because it does not leave the barrel. It does not go into a bottle until it's ready.
Yep, because he says no more than anybody else at that distillery.
And if it carries the 10-year label, you know it's at least 10 years. Mm-hmm. But according to her,
it's 14.
It's probably, is it 14? Okay.
Yeah.
But according to her, it's,
yeah. It wasn't quite ready for 15.
That is significant. They don't make a 15.
They don't.
They do a 10, 20, and a 25. Mm-hmm. So, to me, I mean, that speaks volumes. That is a significant over-aging of what your label says. And yeah, doing that to me just speaks volumes to quality of product. In Soapbox, step down. Did you give this anything on the nose?
I sure as shit did. On the nose, I gave it a very, very nice score. I wasn't even being generous. I might have been a little conservative with it at a 4 3/4.
All right. I felt I had room to bump this up a little bit, but I feel I was very conservative.
Technically, so did I.
I felt I was very conservative with this. I gave it a 4 1/4.
Okay. For me,
it wowed me.
Instant wow.
But just a little north of a wow baseline.
Like the main nose tasting bullet points that you get off of this is banana bread, sourdough, walnut. Mm-hmm. Those are so in your face. So just, you're getting punched in the face by these notes. Yep. And then the more you get it in your olfactory gland swirling around in there, that's when you pick up on some of the cinnamon, the nutmeg, orange peel, and other miscellaneous baking spices. And
this kind of reminds me that
such hard hitting notes. Everything was a wow.
This pour really is starting to remind me that I think we're overdue for some banana bread.
Oh. Yes. Yeah, we are. Maybe I'll bring over
Miss Katie.
Maybe I'll bring over a handful of bananas, and then maybe they go brown during the week. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I bring a little bag of walnuts over too. I don't know, maybe.
Do you like walnuts on your banana bread?
Yeah. On it, in it. I'm a fan.
Crumbled on top, in it, yeah.
I mean, if you want to go for presentation, I think you can set them on top whole, and like do like the line down the middle or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not picky. I mean, it's
banana bread.
It's banana bread. How could you go wrong?
Banana bread, dude.
Yeah. Yep. So I gave it a 475 on the nose. How about the palate? What did you give it on the palate?
I bumped that one up to 475.
Okay. I matched you on that one. The sourdough came through or followed through. So did the banana bread. Oak and cinnamon, pumpernickel, you said, toasted coriander, you said, biscuits, walnut, everything carried through. And it was just so unique and thick.
The second nose is unique.
Thick. Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. How about the finish?
The finish I dropped down to 4.5.
And I brought mine back down to 4 1/4.
Not to say that the finish was bad, because it wasn't.
Yeah.
No finish is bad at 4 and above, for sure. Actually, I'd say 3.5. I'd say 3 and above would like decent. Borderline bad.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, anything below 3 would be borderline bad.
Yep. I get you.
Bottle presentation. We talked about it a little bit. Mm-hmm. Got into it a little bit. Not holding anything against it because it's, smaller bottle. Because it's got an incredible amount of information on here. I've never heard of Abruzzi rye.
And let's be honest, this size, shape, utilitarian style bottle, you're not going to put a cork stopper on there.
No, absolutely
You
not.
want something threaded because it's designed to go in your back pocket, and you don't want the cork to accidentally pop off or anything.
Yeah. There is no gasket in there. Sometimes a plastic cap will have a gasket.
That's why it leaked.
Yeah.
That's 100% why it leaks. Yeah. You put a cork pad on the inside of that, you're good to go.
But Yeah, I didn't dock it for points on that. I was still very happy with all of the bottle detail and label detail that they put in there. So I locked it in at 4.5.
Very nice.
Even though it's got a plastic cap.
Batch number 47.
Yep.
Handwritten. And handwritten, age 6 years.
Yep.
Love it.
Yep.
These this 3-chamber still. These things are massive.
Are they?
You know, your column still is about this.
Yeah.
And then
windows, floor
10,
ceiling.
15 foot tall. These things, they're only 3 chambers, so I think it's only maybe 6 foot ish. But the thing is like this. It's huge.
3 foot.
Yep. Yeah,
Trying to get it dry for a second nose.
That's a great label. And you know, back to the charcoal gray of the label on the front. The back label's black.
Yeah, it's even darker. Yeah.
So, yeah. I like it.
It's like you got char level 3 and then char level 5. Only without the gator. The gator skin. What did you give it on the bottle presentation?
4.25.
4.25. So that brings us to the final score. Mine was 9.25.
All right. Mine's 8.75.
8.75.
So we're still within a half bit.
Half a bit. Oh yeah. Even on the second nose.
Dude, the banana's still there.
Yeah. Everything's still there.
All those different. It's rye.
I mean, you see how much is left on the side. It's so sticky.
It's rye, but it is such a different. There's so many different ryes on this that you don't find on other ryes.
Yeah. I mean, usually I can tell if it's got rye in it, and I can tell if it's malted rye or not. This is such a unique rye. I couldn't tell you if it's malted. I couldn't tell you if it's not. But it smells like rye. It smells like that dark, wheat-like grain. It's that's beautiful.
Yeah. Once again, thanks, Mike, at Bubbles.
Absolutely.
If you're in the Kansas City area and you find yourself out on 435 between the Legends and the airport, going up towards Parkville, towards Weston. Towards Zona Rosa is the 152 exit. The exit just south of there is the Highway 45 exit, which splits to Parkville or to Weston from there. You cannot see it from the highway, but if you just take that exit and get right off the highway, there is a huge, great new development right around the tree line from the highway, where there's a char bar, there's a whiskey and pizza bar.
That was a good one. Yeah, we've been there. You got the margarita pizza. I got something else. It was like a cheeseburger that I went home and horked, but
they have a stellar bottle collection behind the bar to choose from. We saw all the guys and gal in Moray. We're out having some lunch out there.
Moray friend group. They travel in a large pack.
But then you have the new Bubbles location right there,
right around the corner.
So great location, great allocation room, and even outside the allocation room, their regular aisles are jammed packed with great bottles, and they have great prices. They always have at least a couple store picks.
Of course, be sure to hit subscribe and hit that bell notification.
Ding ding.
And that way you can stay up to date on all of our video releases. And if you're listening on Spotify or any other streaming app that you enjoy using, be sure to let us know. Send us an email, info@savortheburn.com. Send me an email, Jonathan, or w2@savortheburn.com. So this thing, I wrote down here on the bottom, which may end up being on the website, boasting a wonderful sourdough and walnut banana bread flavor experience from nose to finish, a perfect candidate for gifts, bottle share events, cocktails, neat pours, all the things. This is a must try. So if you're anywhere near one of these bottles, get it, try it. Let us know what you think.
And let's don't forget, this expression is specifically paying homage to a piece of American whiskey history that's kind of become a lost thing.
It's antiquated. It's a lost art.
Three chamber still does not really exist anywhere because it just financially doesn't make sense.
Right.
And
it burns through so much.
And that's sad.
Of their product.
It does. You know,
it's cost prohibitive.
The amount of grain and the description also talked about the amount of copper it takes to make.
I was going to mention now that you've got a lot of time between your last palate, last taste. Do you have like a copper metallic kind of feeling on the tongue? You don't? I swear I do.
I don't.
It's weird.
I don't know why I'm taking a drink because it's
like licking a
bone dry.
It's like licking a penny. We've all been there. Don't give me that look. Don't. Don't. So, guys, no matter who you are, where you are, or what you're drinking, and who you're drinking it with, never forget.
Keep on burning.